In Chapter 7, we have the formal commands influencing others. And so here's an example of a command that a lot of times commands are used in recipes, recetas. For example, el guacamole necesita un aguacate, un diente de ajo, un tomate, etc. And then here are the commands in the part where it says cómo se prepara, how is it prepared. Corte el aguacate y el tomate en trozos. Trozos are pieces. So corte comes from the verb cortar. You change the AR to E to make a formal command in a verb. And if it's an ER or IR verb, you would change the E to A on the end. For example, this añadir, this verb añada, comes from añadir. The command is añada, but the verb it comes from is añadir. So you took off the IR and you substituted an A for any verbs that end in ER or IR. Here's another one, mezclar. Mezcle is a command form for mezclar. And sírvalo, this is a command that is including a direct object pronoun. So you can attach direct object pronouns to commands, sírvalo, or you can, in the case of a negative command, they come before the command. So to make a command of añadir, you change the IR to A for an usted command, which is the same thing as a formal command. So it would be añada. Cortar, the AR goes to E, corte. Mezclar, the AR goes to E, mezcle. Servir, it's an IR verb, so it goes to A, sirva. You notice there's a stem change in there, and that's also in the command sirva. And the V is sometimes pronounced like sirva, but for exactly absolute standard Spanish, the V would be pronounced like a B, like a very soft B, sirva. Con qué lo sirve? With what do you serve it? Lo there means it, and it's referring to el guacamole. It's the direct object pronoun. So when you have a command, which is also called a mandato, you would change the AR to E, ER to A, etc. As you see here. You can go from the ones that end in GO to the GA, ponga, salga, traiga, venga. So you see that is the basic rule there. And then you have some examples here. When you have a stem changing verb like pensar, usually you have the stem change stays in there. For example, piense, think, from pensar. Vuelva, from volver. Vuelva meaning return. And pedir, to ask for or request. Pida. So it's an IR verb, the ending changed to A, and it has a stem change in the present tense and also in the usted command. The CAR changes to QUE, GAR changes to GUE, and ZAR changes to CE in the commands. Busque, look for it. In the plural, it's busquen. Just put an N on it for the plural. Ustedes, you all look for something. Pague, paguen. Pay. Empiece, start, talking to one person. Empiecen, start. You all, talking to more than one person. Or you, plural. So we have these stem changes and spelling changes. Buscar, CAR to QUE, GAR to GUE, and ZAR to CE. The CER verbs change to ZCO, like conozco. So these all are verbs that have irregular yo forms, that they have the GO form, which goes to GA in the usted subjunctive and command. Diga usted, tell me. Digan ustedes, you guys or you all tell me. Haga usted, do it. Talking to you formally. Hagan ustedes, you all do this. Or you, plural, do this. And then there's a handful of irregular commands. De, for dar, and este, for estar, and vaya, go. Sepa is know something as a command. Sea is be, like be good, sea bueno. And then where you put these, they go attached to a positive command. Pídalo, siéntese. And then if it's a negative command, the object pronouns go before the negative command. No lo pida, no se siente, don't sit down. The se is a reflexive pronoun, actually. And so that's a review of commands. You can look back through that. To make a command of hablar, it would be hable. Escribir, escriba. Llegar would be llegue, because the G-A-R changes to G-U-E. So practice on those and also on these. This paso dos here. Leer, you have two E's. The second E changes to an A. Lea el libro for usted, and lean el libro for ustedes, or you all plural. All right, then what I want to show you too is how to know when to put the accents on commands that have the pronouns attached to them. Here is the rule of thumb. Anytime you have the third to the last syllable stressed in pronunciation, you would write a written accent on it. Pídalo. So you hear 3 to 1, and the 3 or the third syllable from the last is stressed. So you'd have to put a written accent anytime the third to the last syllable is stressed. Also, sometimes the fourth to the last syllable is stressed, but it's not that often, like pídeselo, and that is a command that is saying ask it of him. So you're having direct and indirect object pronouns together, but we won't get into the indirect object pronouns until the next chapter, chapter 8. Siéntese, sit down. See the E there? Siéntese. So it's 1 to 3rd from the last syllable is stressed, so you'd always write a written accent on that. And that's usually the pattern when you have a 3-syllable command there. Okay. The rule of accentuation in general, and I'll try to use some examples from this, is that words that end in a vowel N or S, like creen, that ends in an N, you'd stress the next to the last syllable, like the cre part. For example, here's another example. Comida ends in a vowel. If it ends in vowel N or S, when you pronounce it, you naturally pronounce the next to the last syllable as the stressed part of the word. So that's naturally occurring stress. If a word ends in a consonant, like similar, then you stress the last syllable. And that includes all of the infinitives. Comer, trabajar, estar, seguir, leer, saber, cualquier infinitivo, whatever infinitive you have, you would stress the last syllable for that.